Hello, crafty friends. My name's Alicia, but as always, you can call me Crafty Owl. And welcome to the Post-Paperganza live stream chit chat. If you are here with us live over in the chatter box, I'll call it that today since it's in honor of Craft Roulette, make sure to say hi and where you're watching from. If you're here on replay, let me know where you're watching from down in that comment section below. Now, if you are here live, today's poll is, did you attend Paperganza? If yes, let us know your favorite memory in the chat. So I'll leave that up for a little bit. And if you are here on replay, you can answer that same question down in that comment section. Before I get too far in, I do have a request for you. If you have not yet given this video your stamp of approval by clicking that thumbs up, I hope you'll do that. And also, check right below this video to see if you're still subscribed to me. Sometimes YouTube does these wonky things and unsubscribes us from creators. So I hope you'll check that out because I talked about it the other day and I know it's kind of a pipe dream, but I would love to get to 50,000 by the end of 2025. So that will definitely help me out. Another thing, I forgot to make a message about it, but I will be taking questions while I'm doing this, but some I might hold for the end or some might get answered just as I'm talking. But if you do have a question for me about Craft Roulette or Paperganza, please type question in all caps in front of your message over there in the live chat. That way it's easier for me to see so I can pull it up on screen or save it for maybe at the end for more of a Q&A portion. And also, sorry, I have a list here. I'm trying to remember everything. I wanted to tell you, speaking of Craft Roulette, so I have lots of live streams this month. The first one up there in the upper left, you are here right now. Tonight, I am going to be a guest again on Craft Roulette. So I hope you will join us for that. I will have Nightbot sharing links over in the chat box, but I also have lots of links down in the description box for you to check out. Sunday at 4 p.m. Central, I am going to be part of Kendra's Card Challenge Mystery Card Kit live stream. So I hope you'll come watch that and then follow along to all of the other live creators on that hop. And then on Monday, August 18th, I will be here for August's Advent all year long. So each of those I think should be linked in the description box below. But if they're not, you can go ahead and visit my live tab and set a reminder for those. I would love to see you there, right? I do want to say a great big welcome to everybody over there in the chatter box. I see Mary is here. I think I saw Amanda from Pear Blossom Press. Those ladies and Mr. Producer put together an awesome event. And I'm sure by the end of today's live stream, you will realize that as well. I do want to kind of kick off with what was Paperganza. And it was a live in-person crafty event put on by Mary Gunn of Craft Roulette and Amanda of Pear Blossom Press. Now we'll talk about some other people and companies later, but those were the main creators, the hostesses with the mostesses, if you will say. And Craft Roulette, if you don't know what it is a live game show every Friday night where they spin a wheel for 4 different parameters, and then Mary and the guest, which tonight is myself, make a card live, and then the audience is invited to do the same. And if you have never watched it before, you have got to come over there tonight because it is lots of fun and everybody in the chat box, or the chatter box as they call it, is so welcoming. Now, I did watch last week when one of my table mates was on, Lauren Taylor, and there were some new people to Craft Roulette and they didn't kind of know what was going on. Just keep watching it more and you'll become one of the chatter box before you know it, submitting cards. So I hope you will watch it. If you are going to be at Craft Roulette tonight, I want you to type Craft Roulette in all caps over there in that chatter box. And while you're doing that, let me know what you're hydrating with or sipping on today. I have some Diet Coke. I need some caffeine. I don't know how long this live stream will go on, so I gotta keep some pep in my step. Oh, I think, see, Mary had a question. What is Craft Roulette? I think I answered it without even realizing it. All right. So The weekend before I left, I did a couple live streams where I had you kind of get ready with me to go to Craft Roulette. And while I was live, I made the Team Rainbow banner, and that was the name of my pod, or the table that I was sitting at, my friends I sat with. I thought it would be fun to have that up in the background today. And I also made my swap cards. So, well, I started them because I let you all know in that second live stream of the day that I really needed my brain power for the remaining part. But if you want to watch either of those on replay, I do have those linked in the description box. The next day, well, wait, sorry, I still had almost like 3 or 4 days before I left, but I slowly, ordered anything I needed last minute. I started getting packed up, and I just wanted to show you a couple of the things I used when I went on my little crafty trip. Leanne has a question. I will answer that before we go on. I see many of you are going to be at Craft Roulette tonight. Leanne wants to know, what time does Craft Roulette start? Very good question, Leanne. It was on that image just a minute ago, but it starts at 6:30 p.m. Central. So Central Time Zone is where I'm at, and you can just adjust it forever. You can just adjust it for wherever you're at in the world. All right. Okay. So a couple things I got that I loved. First one, you might know that I do I'm on part of, oh gosh, I can't remember what they call it, Spellbinders Influencers. And they sent all of us some of their stash stacks. They sent 8.5 by 11s and 12 by 12s. And I wasn't ever sure what I would use this big one for. I love the 8.5 by 11s to keep cardstock and other stuff in. But I needed a way to take my mini ink cubes with me. So those are all my TE ink cubes back here. But I wanted to make sure they weren't just all rolling around loose in something. So I went on Amazon, and you guys, look what I found. I found, a stray hair, these trays that hold the mini ink cubes. So let me show you that. Just like that, right? And I could fit both of these, which they both came in the same package. And so I put my ink cubes on there, and then they just went right into this stash stacks. And it was such a great way to keep them organized and from falling all over. If you are planning a little crafty getaway and you have kind of the same things, I do have links for these down in the description box as well. And while I'm talking about that, many of the links I share here are what are called affiliate links. So that means I might make a small portion of that sale at no extra cost to you. And what that does, that not only helps me keep me creating here on YouTube because I get to buy more crafty stuff, it also lets those companies know that you're liking what you see me do with their products. And speaking of that, Amanda in the chat, guys, if you haven't seen yet, like my sheet load, I know that you guys are loving the Pear Blossom Press rulers. So thank you to Amanda, and I think Jen Gross for inventing these. They were awesome. I love the jigs in the corners. I need to start using the other features of the ruler, like the thirds and the centering, but these were great for the borders on the sheet load. So when you use those affiliate links, if you go buy yourself a T ruler, a Card Maker's T-Square, then Amanda knows that you came from me, right? All right. Another thing that I took with me, and I've had it since before Stamp Joy last year, is I'm going to try to get it up there. But it is this case right here. It's actually a makeup travel case. Like maybe if you have a dancer or someone in your life, they might take this for their makeup. But I used it for most of my craft supplies. I did have to take some stuff in other things, like that 12 by 12 stash stacks wasn't going to fit in here. But there is, let me go see something. Let me see. So right now we have 36 thumbs ups. If we get to 50, I'll try to open this up so you can see what the inside looks like. So make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. And then we'll take a look at that maybe at the end, because by then my counter might be cleaned off and I can kind of put it up on there and show you. All right, guys. So we were on our way. Everything was packed up, right? That's the biggest thing getting us. Oh, no, I forgot one other thing. So Craft Roulette usually has, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mary, 25 options for each parameter. But since that would be kind of hard to pack for, what they did was pared it down for the Craft Roulette that took place during the event. So we knew ahead of time what the possible parameters could be. So what I did, I packed things I thought I could use in this little container. This is similar to some of the Spellbinder stash stacks, but it was just another one I had on hand. And like, I'll kind of show you what I put in here. So one of the parameters was Craft Roulette. So I definitely had to take my Craft Roulette, the basic stamp set. Another one was fancy paper. So I took some shiny cardstock. And also for fancy paper, I took this piece of vellum because I thought this could go for fancy paper and Craft Roulette with kind of the little wheels. But I didn't end up using that. But I did end up using another piece of vellum I took, and you will see that later. I have some scraps here. And then finally, one of the parameters was up to date, and I wasn't sure what I would do for that. So I ordered on Amazon like 2 days before. Oh, highfalutin paper. Yeah, that was it. But like 2 days before I left, I ordered this dater stamp. And then in here, because I was taking all of my inks, I didn't want to take like every single color cardstock that I owned. So I just took a lot of plain white cardstock. And when I needed a colored cardstock, I colored it with my inks. I also, of course, had some plain vellum in there because, you know, I love that. So I didn't take a whole lot. Some more people planned a little better ahead, and I got to share some of their supplies that I needed. Like I had to cut dies apart, and luckily Carrie G at my table had brought her die snips. So that was kind of fun. So then we were on our way, and you guys, now it's time for the slideshow. Are you ready for tons of pictures? If you are, put FUNN, that's fun with 2 N's, over in that chat box. Oh, Carmen, yay. Carmen just ordered the rulers and used my affiliate link. Thank you so much. I actually love the 5x7 so much. I ordered 2 more that are on their way. I'm going to have one for a backup, and then one's going to go into my treasure box. All right. It looks like you guys are ready for the slideshow. Here we go. Oh, wrong one. Let's try this. There we go. So I put together some photos for you that I'll kind of talk about as we go along. And I will also intersperse the stuff that is on my back table. I'm going to remove this for now. First of all, that beautiful photo on the intro slide was taken by Mary's daughter. Leah, right? I just totally blanked out, and I wanted to call her Leanne, but that is not right. Leah, yes. Please verify that. But I do have her photography website down in the description box below if you're around the Kansas City area. Super talented, took so many awesome photos for us. But first of all, Leah, yes, thank you. I totally blacked out there. So the morning of, it was Presley needs some experience driving on the interstate. So we went and gassed up, and then Presley drove us. At first, I was going to have her drive us to an exit about an hour away because I really like I-29 between Omaha and Kansas City until, you know, right when you get into the guts of Kansas City, because it's pretty calm, I think. So I thought that would be a great way for her to get some experience. Well, you guys... Okay, no, of course. So it sprinkled a little bit on the way to Nebraska City, which is where we were first going to pull over, and I was going to take over driving. But, you know, she was doing okay by then. She did a great job, actually. So she decided she would go a little bit further, and there's a little town called Mountain City. It's about I guess a little over halfway to the airport, but about halfway to like where I used to live. So I'm like, okay, try to drive to Mound City. And that's like 30 more minutes or something. You guys, it poured rain all the way to Mound City, but I kept kind of asking her, are you doing okay? Do we need to pull over sooner? But she took it like a champ. We made it to Mound City. I needed a potty break. I needed probably a Diet Coke from McDonald's there. And then we got back on the road and I was driving. I kid you not. Within 5 minutes, the rain was done. So that, bless her heart, right? She had a lot of rain to drive in. And then we got to our first stop. We did go right past the airport. We got to our first stop and went to IKEA. Every time I go to Kansas City, I have to make a trip to IKEA. And this is very similar to the very first picture that Mary Gunn and I took together in front of that IKEA sign. Presley loves, I can't go there yet. So Presley loves their Swedish meatballs, so we purposely did not have lunch or anything until we got there so she could have that. But you guys, look what they had in the IKEA cafeteria. I don't know what you want to call it. Rainbow cake. Now, I don't eat a lot of sugar anymore, but you know that I had to have a slice of that rainbow cake. If you would have tried it, go ahead and put some rainbows over there in that chat box. Presley got her Swedish meatballs, her mashed potatoes, and her mac and cheese, and she enjoys their soda. For me, it is not my favorite. And then I was trying to show there the cake. We did share it. We didn't eat it all, but it was very, very yummy. Let's see. Here we are checking out. I had to get a shelf for my husband and some inserts for him and my sister. And then you'll see in there lots of rainbows. I did get myself another huge IKEA rainbow bag. And then I bought one for each of the people at my table of the little bitty ones. And that ended up coming in very handy. I definitely needed that because by the end of Craft Roulette, I left with way more than what I came with. Let's see. Okay. We had another side. We had 2 more side quests before we could head out to the airport. Has anybody here ever heard of Swig? Let me know if you have. Put Swig over there in that live chat. But we had to go. It was actually just down the street from IKEA, so we got lucky. So we went there having no idea like what it looked like. Well, it's kind of like if you have like a drive-through coffee shop, like a Scooters, it's kind of like that. And you guys, we got there and it was like being at a Starbucks in rush hour. Like we sat there in line a long time. You can see they're like wrapped around the thing. And then I got it to the window and I'm crazy, right? I'm like, we came all the way from Nebraska to have a Swig. Could I take a photo of you handing it to me? And she did oblige. So I put some extra money in that tip jar. But we headed off to our next side quest. But before we did, we had to do a little photo shoot with our drinks. And I can't remember the one I got, but mine had Diet Coke and some kind of puree and maybe some coconut. It was good. I think next time I would get it with like a clear soda. But it was okay with the Diet Coke. I did not mind it. We were actually going to try to go to another one on Sunday on the way out of town, but we found out it would be like 30 minutes to go there and 30 minutes to get back. And we already were trying to rush back that day because Presley had some stuff to do the next day. Let's see. Next, then the next side quest. My daughter loves vinyl records. And so we went to Vinyl Heaven and she found one that she bought there. And then it was time to head to the airport. And here we are in front of the Marriott where the event took place. So you could stay at that hotel. And then right here to the left of the entrance, I know you can't see my cursor, but where that big window is to the left of the little Marriott sign, that is actually the hallway that the crafting event that Paperganza took place in. And then over on the right, of course, were all of the rooms. Christina said, oh, darn, seeing this, I realized we wanted to go to Swig, but didn't. Oh, yes, they have none around me. So I'm going to have to go. I think Kansas City is the closest. And so let's see. I'm trying to think what comes next. I wish I could see the. Oh, no, don't want to go there yet. So we got inside and we got there right about check-in time at 3 o'clock. And you guys, when I got into that lobby, you knew that this was a Paperganza event. So they had like a nice big table, a nice big seating area right in there in front of the front desk. And it was filled with Paperganzans or chatterboxers. Yeah, that's not a word, but I just made it up. It was like a party in the lobby. So I got lots of hugs. I got to meet lots of people. And our room was not quite ready. They needed to wait for like a two bed or a double bed room because Presley and I did not want to share a king bed. So we waited down there a little bit, hung out with people. And then we went to dinner and we got to sit with lots of nice crafty friends while we did that. And then at 6 o'clock that night, it was time. I got to see what they called it. I screenshotted my schedule. It was time for the meet and greet. So you could check in, get your swag bag, start decorating your table. And if you did watch those pre-event live streams with me, of course, you saw some of the things I took, like the banner. But here is a look at the Team Rainbow table. So I had got some tablecloths. There were the little, I don't know who brought everything else that decorated the table. The teddy bear, rainbow lays, little rainbows with clouds. We had to keep everything under a foot, which I think was a great idea because I think it could have gotten a little crazy there. And then there were also lots of nice little gifts at the table, both from my table mates, and then I collected gifts from other people as well. So I'm going to try to show you most of that next. So some things I took, it was the headband. I took the glitter tablecloths and, I had to get us rainbow rulers from Five Below. But let's see. And I have forgotten who gave us most of this. So you'll have to forgive me, but it was people at my table. So for when Mary says to keep it family friendly, there was the rainbow fan, which we definitely did not need a fan at this event. I was wearing my sweatshirt the whole time. You have all those bodies in there, so you got to keep it really cool. And then, there was a chocolate bar in there. And then I got some chocolate from Tara, too. I thought I saw her here earlier. Well, Presley and I shared that off and on throughout the event, so it's gone. But inside here, there were, besides this, I know that there were rainbow sunglasses. I let Presley borrow those. Those are still upstairs, so I didn't bring them down. And then I got some pretty washi tape. There was another. This is from Natasha. You guys, Natasha came all the way from Australia. Now, she spent some other time in the U.S. too, but it was so fun to meet her. She was part of my table. And so she brought us another rainbow fan. Or you know what? She said she put washi tape on there. And then look, it's a heart fan. A little trinket tray. I love these for like my diamond dots and sequins and stuff. Cute little card with some koalas. And the one chocolate I haven't tried yet, I think it's chocolate. Milk chocolate with strawberry flavored center. Ooh, I might have to share this one with my husband because he likes chocolate and strawberry. Kristen said Natasha's awesome. I totally agree. And then she made us this beautiful, like little reusable bag. And it has koalas and kangaroos on it. And is that a quokka? Let me know. All right. Make sure, remember, we're trying to get to at least 50 thumbs up. So make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. If you know of another Craft Roulette friend or a Paperganza friend who might like to join us, please share the live out. And then Susan T., who you're going to get to see. I have a picture with her later, and she is just the cutest. She said, yes, that is a quokka. Thank you. I'm going to try to put stuff back as I share it because I don't want to have too big of a mess to clean up for tonight for Craft Roulette. And then some other gifts that we got. I had to rip this one out of my daughter's hands. She wanted to take it up a long time ago, but I'm like, please let me keep it down here until I do my live stream. But Natasha brought her, and I believe Amanda's daughter, these cute little I Love Australia bags, and Presley loved it. She kept trying to figure out how she could utilize this while she was down helping with craft roulette, but it did just stay in the room, and I know she's going to be glad to have it back. And then we met, oh goodness, you guys, you know how much Toby/Biddy Penny has my heart, right? And we've been crafty friends online for years. I got to meet her in person, you guys, and it was so sweet. She is so sweet. I wish we could have spent more time together, but she was busy helping Mary and Amanda and Mr. Producer all weekend long. I think she did get to sit down and have some crafty fun. But when she met us, she gave Presley and I little gifts. I got, and I think she said she actually made this on a live stream, so some of you might have already seen it. First, I got a beautiful card with a note inside. And then she made me an altered canvas, you guys. And down here it says, you may think that art is just a drawing on a piece of paper, but it really colors the world. So this will eventually go behind me somewhere on my wall. I can't wait to put it up. Not only did she get me or bring me something, but she brought Presley a present too. And again, I'm like, please just let me keep it down here. So she made Presley a card. And then there were some tassels for, look at this beautiful journal she gave Presley. Presley loves like art and loves little books like this. So I know that she is definitely going to treasure that. All right, and then another pair of cuties. I don't know if I've seen her in the chat, but Erica M, who it might be mostly crafting, it might say Erica most, and her daughter came. First of all, so sweet, so funny, so kind, but look what they made and gave me. I think they made one for their table mates, but they knew when they made it that I would love it. You guys, look at this. What do I always say? Let's get crafty. And then it's rainbow colored. Look at that. I love it. And you can't see it, but I am actually wearing my merch that says Let's Get Crafty. So that was perfect to show off my mug. I will probably, if it fits, I'm probably going to keep it back here on my shelf. I just don't know how deep it is. But isn't that perfect? Oh, now I also got lots of, outside of the card swap, I got lots of ATCs and other little gifts, and I will show you that later when I show you the cards from the card swap. Let me see if I'm even on track here. I think we're going to go back to we'll go back to the slideshow maybe. But I think that kind of might be over for Thursday when we checked in, because yeah, then we just got our tables ready, decorated, met some friends. I can't remember if the stores were open. I didn't go to the stores that night, but I'll show you a picture of those later and share with you what I bought. So let's go back to the slideshow. All right, so there was our table. Oh, okay, we're not quite there yet. So the next morning, let me tell you what happened. So we got ready. I brought my own like breakfast so I could have protein up in the room, but they did have, you know, I don't even know what they had the next morning. I think it was like pastries and stuff. But the hotel also had a restaurant. Very good food. I ate there like that Thursday night. Presley ate there the whole weekend, enjoyed it. So in the morning there was check-in, and then at 9:00 a.m. we had class 1 of 4. So I'm going to bring that stuff out. And in morning classes, let's see. There we go. Susan said muffins and protein bites. And yes, Erica and Kimberly were so fun. All right, so the next morning was class, and the first one I took was put on by Tanya of Riley and Company, and she actually had all of the pieces pre-cut and everything. We just assembled it, so I will show you what came in her little packet. So each of the classes had like a packet similar to this with the products we needed. We got a pick and poke tool, which I got a few of these over the weekend, I believe. Oh, I totally forgot to show the swag bag. I'm going to show the class kits because I wanted to show you the swag bag when I told you we registered and got our swag bag. So we will do that here in just a minute after I talk about these classes, okay? And then we got a cute little Riley the Moose stamp. And some Stardust stickles. And then there was a little plastic baggie, and then it had a picture of what we were creating and the pieces for the cards. Now, ahead of time, we knew like what products we needed to bring, you know, like basic craft supplies besides what was being provided. Oh, do I see? Yes, Sarah Liz Sassy's LLC is here. Hello, friend. So here is a card we made. I think, what was it called? Maybe a double Z fold? It says, how is your summer body coming along? Mine's looking like I have a great personality. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Sorry, guys. But there we go. And speaking of like funny sentiments, she has the Funny Bones line, and I about peed my pants reading some of those. They were hilarious. Oh, thank you, Susan. All right, the next class that morning. So first of all, here is me with my completed card at the first class. Oh, I really wish I could see a preview of the next slide. But the next class was from Carrot and Berniston, and her and Tanya actually have a company together too. But she is the one who makes all of those cool interactive kind of pop-up dies. So for her class, that is what we made. I have always wanted to buy one of her dies that did like photo, which I'll show you later what I bought from there. But she taught us how to put it together. And I think it was a good idea that she taught me first so I could not try to figure that out on my own. It was really pretty easy, but it was nice to have somebody who was a professional show you how to do it. So from her, we got a fine tip bottle to use. And then I think she gave us this too. Or did somebody else give us this? So this is a little jar, and there's a wet paper towel in here. And when you're using a glue bottle, you can keep it upside down in there, and then the glue won't go out, but it'll still stay moist so you can use it. I think it was her. Yes, okay, good. Susan said yes, it was her. So yeah, you would just take the cap off this, and then we just set the glue in upside down. Thank you. I'm so glad that I have some friends in the chat who are helping me out, because as we all know, that was a very fun-filled and busy weekend, and I haven't remembered everything. So the card we made in her class, you guys. So here it says, just popping up to say, celebrate your big, awesome super day. Happy B-Day. Is that not super fun? And then I love how we put the little honeycomb there. So this was really easy. It's just a matter of you have to know where to place everything on there so you can close the card. But I'm glad I know how to do that. And now I do have a die of my own to give it a try. So here I was There was Karen sitting down at the table teaching, and there was my finished card. Now let's stop, you guys. And if you want to see what's in the swag bag, type swag in all caps over there in that chat, okay? And while you do that, I'm going to have a drink of soda. Trying to stay organized, you guys. All right, I see some swags pouring in. Okay, are we ready? First of all, it was like a swag bag plus. It couldn't even all fit in here. So let's start with, so we got one of the large zipper pouches. And let's start with what would not fit in the swag bag. And that is the Craft Roulette Creative Companion. So if you haven't already fallen in love with Craft Roulette, I know that as soon as you start watching it, you're going to be hooked. And Mary created this fun with Trinity stamps, this fun kind of planner or creative companion, so that as you watch Craft Roulette each week, you can keep track of like the episode you watched, the date, who the guest was. And then you can put in what was chosen for project, element, random, and notes. And those are the parameters they spin for. And then you can kind of, make little notes about what you might like. If the project was a Zoifold, maybe you'll write down what the heck that means. Or, if the colors are, let's say, like for Craft Roulette, one of them was like local sports team. So you could put in which colors you think might go well with that. And then over here on the left, you can sketch out what you want your card to be like. So that was super fun. And I know that Mary has more of those in her merch store. And then, oh gosh, let's start taking all of this stuff out of here. First of all, Amanda from Pear Blossom Press has these fun marker bags for sale. So you can compact it if you don't need that much room, or if your markers are longer, you can pull that. I actually keep my Olos. I keep them as half markers. So I could probably just leave it down like that to store my markers in, but it's also handy to have that pop up. And if we didn't have like a trash bag at our table, I think this would be a good thing to put, like your scraps of paper in, and so you can make it to the trash. But we did have cute little like plastic kind of planters or pots on the table. Oh, which reminds me, I just thought of this. So earlier, Deborah said, so glad Marion Crafty, Al, and others are posting memories from Paperganza for those of us that could not be there. It has been fun. Yes, Mary did a video. And then I also know that Justine Dvorak did one on her channel. If anybody knows of any other YouTubers who have shared videos like this, go ahead and you can't put links in the chat, but you can put channel names, okay? Oh, Stephanie, there we go. It's meant to be pushed down on your desk so it's easy to grab the markers. That makes a lot of sense. I just like the more compact for my itty bitty Olos. All right. Next up, let's see. Oh, first of all, you already saw this, but at check-in, we got our name tag, and it told you like what team you were part of or what pod and where your table was. And then on the back, because you signed up for food way before the event, so it reminded you of what you chose. And then also in the swag bag was the lanyard, so you could wear it around. And then, oh, I should have probably showed this first. This was our welcome to Paperganza. And then, oh my goodness, so we can tell friends about Craft Roulette. We got some business cards, which don't forget about telling a friend. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. So if you know a crafty friend who might like my channel, please share it with them. And I am probably going to butcher the last name. Another Craft Roulette viewer sent in gel prints to go in each one of the attendee swag bags. So these were all handmade. These would have been good for the fancy paper too. And let's see, okay. By Max and Rainey, maybe? Here, Macias. Thank you, Mary. Hopefully I did not mispronounce Rainey too bad. But look at those beautiful prints. And then we had a stamp from Riley and Company's Funny Bones line. I think they might have been different stamps. For Ronnie, thank you, Mary, for each of us. Mine says, you say tax return, I say craft supply replenishment fund. We got from It's a Colorful Life, a stamp set. This one from Whimsy Stamps, and you'll actually see later that Presley used this for her Craft Roulette card. May made a set especially for Craft Roulette / Paperganza with some of your favorite kind of milestones to reach, like Team 300, Club 52, and look at that, Team Rainbow. I know it wasn't made for me because they're Team Teal, whatever, but I'm going to say Team Rainbow was made for me. And then up here are little kind of like medallions, proud member of the Craft Roulette culture or intrepid member of the Craft Roulette culture. Purple Onion Designs gave us a stamp, and I wish I should have stamped this out ahead of time, but it's this little girl riding a piggy, I believe, with some different sentiments. From Brutus Monroe, we got a Brain Freeze stamp set. So you got like a little icy drink. Sorry, I missed your birthday. Brain Freeze. Is anybody else like that? We make so many cards, even birthday cards, and then never send them out on time. Let me know over in that chat box or in the description box. And then Inky Stamper, Chelsea Comer, I believe is her name, created this little Craft Roulette robot, which if you watch Craft Roulette, you know robot is one of those parameters that is often on the wheel and you might not have anything in your stash. So she gave us that stamp, and then we could purchase the coordinating die with it. So I did that. So I will have that to cut out. And Colorado Craft Company, you guys, gave us 3 stamp sets. Look at this. And I think, too, that I heard somebody say they have coordinating dies on their site for these. Aren't those so adorable? Now, this pack, because I forgot that I had taken my, like my metallic cardstock with me, but I ended up, this was from your Paper Insider, and it's just kind of like a sampling of different papers. Like this one is shiny. Presley used that on her card. But you guys, this was so fun. And I ended up using lots of these throughout the weekend for my cards. Just look at that, some glitter paper. So that was super handy to have since I did not pack like I was moving out of my house. Susan T says, darn, there's my reminder. She forgot to send a birthday card. Yeah. Yep. I usually remember after I have like texted the person. Oh, Pear Blossom Press said we had a selection from some of the stamp companies, so not everyone received the same exact set. I figured that with the Funny Bones, but I did not know that about the other companies. Oh, I didn't. This paper is like velvety. I didn't even know that until I just felt it now. All right. Olo gave a trio of their half markers. So this would be for hashtag Team Purple. So you could use those, you know, to like for all your different shading. Now I do currently have all of the Olo markers. So I know my sister and my sister-in-law are collecting these. So these will go to a very happy home. Okay, speaking of interactive pop-up cards, Karen Bernison, we got one of her dies. And maybe these were different too, but in the inside, this is what it looks like. So I'm excited to give that a try. 3 Room Studio made some crafty adventure badges. So you can decorate your creative companion, your craft roulette creative companion or notebook, maybe if you like to take notes. But there it is. Where are my glasses? Now, if I didn't have to have mine on my face all the time, I would probably need that. Lost the Tiny Stamp. Who hasn't done that? Inky Fingerprint. Heck yeah. Let's see. So, oh, Waffle Flower, you know, they have all those awesome postage collage dies and stencils. They gave us a little die. And so far, I think that it seems like everybody got the same one, but I could be wrong. But it is a little embroidery hoop. So that would be totally cute in one of those openings on postage stamps. And from Riley and Company, we got some of their cut-ups dies, a paintbrush with some dripping or swoosh. I love this. And Trinity Stamps. We got a collection of their pretty embellishments. Look at that one, you guys. A little, what's this? Does this have a name? Espresso Terrestrial Stamp Set. So an alien and some coffee beans. This, look at this. Can you see the little color wheels in there? Perfect for craft roulette. And then these actually, I have probably 4 or 5 packages of these. I love these embellishments. They're clear, but they have like glitter in them. I love those. I'm definitely happy to have some more in my stash because sometimes I feel like I can't use them if I don't have a lot. So now I'll be able to use more. And then this stamp and die set from Catherine Pooler came in very handy for me. So we have a butterfly, some little accent stamps, and a couple sentiments. And then it came with the coordinating dies, which that's why Carrie G, thank goodness she had her die snips with her, because I use that for one of the games. And last but not least, Relatively Thoughtful, who I believe that they had some of them were at a table and they came dressed, I think, Friday as Mary Poppins. Help me out in the chat, friends who went. But there are some papers that they gave us for the event. So you could have definitely used these for your craft roulette cards. Some cut aparts. Look at that. Some fussy cutting that you could do for accents to your card. So that was super fun and relatively thoughtful. That was it, you guys. Whew. I mean, I'm saying that was it, but that was chock full. Let me know what your favorite swag bag item was over in that chat or down in the description box if you're watching on replay. I'm excited to get some more out and try it. I really haven't had time since I got back to get any of this out and get crafty with it. I've kind of had to get caught up on some other stuff that I missed, and it was sheet load days. All right. Sip. You know, normally down here in the basement, it's a little chilly. Sometimes I wear a sweatshirt in the summer, but lately I've been like, oh, you know what? You know what? I might not have needed it at Paperganza, but I will go ahead. Let's just cool off here, get a sip. All right. let's go back to our slideshow. So we had that card. Let's see what comes up next. Oh, right here, look who it is. It is Sassy's LLC, Lauren, Taylor, and me. We were the three on that side of the table. And let me tell you, these two ladies are goofy. It was so much fun, though. Lauren and I discovered that we both love Alani energy drinks. And then Sarah Liz had one of my favorite quotes of the weekend. They were talking about something called cryptids, which I had never heard of before, but it's kind of like the Loch Ness Monster, I think, or like Mothman. Like, I don't know. If somebody has a definition, put it over there in the chat. But they were talking about how somebody was talking about it a lot. And then Sarah Liz said, if you give a nerd a nugget, like if you give them a reason to talk, they're going to take that and run. I love that. Oh, yes. Bigfoot. Yes, definitely. Bigfoot would be a cryptid. Yes. So let's see afterward. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and talk about our timeline. So we had those 2 classes in the morning, and then we had our lunch, which again, that was on the back of our badge, what we ordered. What did I get that day? I got a grilled chicken Caesar wrap. Very yummy. And then there was some open craft time. Now, you guys, I had thought about doing my swap cards during that, but then you all helped me get a jump start, so I got them done before I left. So I didn't really take anything for open craft time. I'm being honest with you. I sat at my chair and stared at the people around me. People watched for a while, but Natasha, my fellow table mate in Australia, Paperganza, she had actually brought card kits, you guys. So she brought cards to swap that were already made, but then she brought a card kit. So she gave me all the pieces to create this card. So I did work on that. And it was so like the image, she embossed it with, I know she told us, but like a canvas texture. It was gorgeous. So I did work on that. There were shops there. I could have went shopping then. I'm not sure if I did, though. I can't remember if I shopped already. But after open craft was the Friday game. Now, I didn't really know we were having games, but let me tell you, this ended up being some of my most favorite parts of the event. So on Friday, what they did, each table got a manila envelope, and inside were some stamped images, like enough for a table, and then some kind of embellishment. Well, inside there was the rule sheet and the stamped image and embellishment that your table needed to go around and find. So somebody else at one of those tables or a different table had the supplies you needed, and then other tables had to come find the supplies at your table that they would need. So we were told, we had to find the lemon zest stamped images, and then I think my slide changer is right there. I think they were like red sparkle spots. So we did find it, and then you had to create a card. And over here on the right is the card I created. Again, I had no colored cardstock. I brought barely any supplies, but I ended up kind of doing embossed lines in the background. But my score buddy, I did scored lines in the background to create that look. But my score buddy was kind of little, so I would keep going off track and then finding the wrong spot. So don't look at that very closely, but I did create my own background, and I added some red sparkle spots. And let me see if I have that card. I do have that card here in person. I did get to make a couple other additions to it because the table next to us, they got embellishments that were little lemons and limes. So I think it was Debbie maybe shared those with me, but here's my card. Don't look too closely at those lines. Random scoring sounds like a good parameter. Yeah. And then inside here was the rest of the images that we could have worked with. And then look at these sparkle spots from Trinity. We got to keep those as well. So that was a fun game. And then after that, let's see what happened after that. We had some more open craft time. I think that might have been when I went to shop. I'm not 100% sure. And then it was time for dinner. And then it was Craft Roulette Live, you guys. So let's see what photos I kind of have of that. So my table. Oh, no, I forgot. Mary's family came. We got to meet many of her family members there. So you may have only seen his hands before now, but that's Mr. Producer there on the left, followed by Mr. Gunn, Russ Gunn, JD. I should have left some chocolate here. Leah's husband. Sorry, I do not remember. No, sorry, not Leah. Not Leah. Mary, please remind us of your other daughter's name, because Leah is down here on the very end and she was the one taking the photographs. So it was fun. JD was hilarious, super duper cute. And then, yeah, so Leah at the end took photos like of, okay, Joel and Joanna. Yes, Joanna, thank you. So Leah was there. She took photos of like each of the tables out in the hallway, lots of different ones. The one I showed you in the slideshow intro was like only one of tons that she took of us out there. And then she went around and got just random shots. So right now, those are only on the Paperganza portion of Facebook because, you know, probably let's keep those a little bit more private. Yes, they were all so sweet. Good times. Glad we got to meet them. And then let's see here. Oh, Mr. Mike was all dressed up fancy for the event. Look at that. Leah has been voted the best photographer in KC in Kansas City 3 times. I definitely know why. So there's Mr. Mike. And then the backdrop was, you see all those cards. Those were the various cards the people brought for the swaps. And that is my seat. Look at that, you guys. Front center. And here, oh, Biddy Penny. So that's Toby. And then my daughter, Presley. You've probably seen her before, either on Craft Roulette or here on my channel. They were doing like helping with the live streams during the event. So I did get a couple pictures of them together because they worked pretty closely. And then here is what the room itself looked like. So this is the shot to the left from that Craft Roulette table. So you see my table, Team Rainbow, is right there in the right side. And then here's what it looked like straight on. And then over on the other half. And then if you look in the background, you see all those goodies for purchase. That was where the stores were set up. And I'll tell you more about them later and show you what I got. And let's see. And then here, so that's Steven, Mr. Producer, Russ, Biddy Penny, kind of getting ready for the live stream. And there, look at Mary. This is probably my favorite picture of the whole weekend. I love that. Just look at her smile. And I did see Stephanie said, what happened to the Team Rainbow banner? Stephanie, it kept getting knocked down, so I took it back to the room. One side kept falling off, and then we had some of our craft supplies in front of it, so yes, it eventually came down. And then here we have, there is Mary and Amanda hosting Craft Roulette Live, which I can't remember if I linked specifically the Craft Roulette Live episode, but down in the description box, I have a link to the playlist on their channel that has all of the videos, including the live streams, which they did quite a few. So you'll have to go check that out. And look at that. Look at those sweethearts. And let's see what's next. Okay, so the parameters that weekend, people in the chat are going to have to help me out. I'll see what I can remember. I know it was a Zoifold, local team colors, Craft Roulette, and Up to Date, I believe. Okay, I think that's what they were. So here, I had never made a Zoifold before, but here's a card that I made. And you know how I mentioned earlier that I did not take any colored cardstock? This is that vellum with the gold flecks. So that's actually vellum. And I did red and gold for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I had to color white cardstock with my red, I think my cherry pop ink pad or something. So I'm sure that I'm going to have to get that re-inked soon because I use a lot of that. So I had the Zoe fold is a fold. My Kansas City Chiefs colors, red and gold. For Craft Roulette, I used their stamp set, and I stamped in the background too, but it got kind of lost. And then on the back was my up to date where I got that date stamp, which oh yeah, and then I got ink all over it. Speaking of inky fingerprints, Sarah Liz said, where did the vellum come from? That is a really good question. I almost bet it is like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I have had it in my stash for a very long time, and I don't think it was anything I had like the label on the back of, but I think it was one of those two. Carrie said I could have had some of her red cardstock. I made it through, you know, it was all good. And then I can't remember who suggested to Presley, maybe it was Lauren or Sarah Liz, I cannot remember, that, oh, you should make a card. So Presley was done with all of the live streams, and so she made a card, and here's what she created. So that was some of that paper from your Paper Insider for the frame, and the whale from the stamp set I showed you earlier. For her local team, she chose Creighton from here in Omaha, which I think Sarah Liz said is where she graduated from, went to college at, remind me. So she did blue and silver. She created the background by ink blending, and then Anna from our table, I believe, had all of the card base part ready to go. So Presley did switch that up a little bit. She decided to do a little bit of a different Zoe fold. So she did more of a double Z fold. And that, yeah, Sarah Liz says, yes, that's where she went. That's what I thought. So there was her card. She did the same thing. She stamped the date on the back for her up to date. So there were the two cards that we made. After that, then, I think it was bedtime, friends. It was bedtime. We had been from waking up to going to bed, just having fun all day long. So we did that. I don't think I have any. Let me look ahead to the next slideshow. Oh, here, I will go ahead and show you these. So then I just took pictures. These were actually so I could submit it to Craft Roulette, which if you are new to Craft Roulette, many weeks there are prizes from the sponsors. So you want to play along and submit a card. And let's see what's next. Oh, we did take pictures after. I almost forgot. So there are some pictures of Presley, Mary, Mr. Producer, and pictures of me and me. I always have to like figure out if it's me or I by leaving out everybody else. So we got some photos together. And then, oh, Presley and I took a photo with our cards. Oh, okay, and then that was it. That was it for that day. So then the next morning, wake up, same thing. They had some food there. And then the first class started at 9 o'clock. And you already got kind of a sneak peek, but my first class was with, you got Libby, I am losing my mind. I need some more caffeine. Libby, who was there representing Pink and Maine. So I will show you what came in their package. So I don't want to take the card out yet. So I think the rest, oh yes, we made 2 cards there. So we got the pieces for each of our cards in a little bag. And yes, I definitely kept these. And then look at that. We got a whole thing of twine. I love twine. I love twine. And here are the cards we made, you guys. They were so darn cute. I'm going to take them out of the package. I think this was the first one. So flat, it's totally cute, right? But look, you guys, it is like one of those box cards. Look at that. And then they had already foiled the sentiment with us, but you know, they have awesome foils. Look at those strawberries and leaves with all of the embossed details. Look at that. And then the second card was a shaker. Can you hear that? So I think originally the way that they had laid it out, it was portrait, but I think a couple of us at our table made landscape, but there were little ladybugs in there. And then we colored the image with markers, and just super cute. We used their shaker pouches. So fun. And then we went right on to the second class, which was from our friend Amanda at Pear Blossom Press and Tanisa from Trinity Stamps. So they kind of got together with their products, and we got to make 2 light up cards. I want to leave those in there though for a second. Oh, that should have been in the pink and main. We got some embellishments. So from Trinity, and we got some cute little pastel dots. Another pick and stick tool, which I've been told this is a great one. And then we got some crafty glue. Who doesn't like glue? Everybody needs adhesive. There were some sparkly stars. And also inside there then were our lights from Amanda to make our cards. And we made 2 light up cards in less than an hour, I believe. It was super quick. So that's how easy that Amanda's lights are. But let me show you the cards we made. First of all, right, this card is cute all on its own, right? Look at that. There's colored vellum, there's shine, but check it out. Oh, I forgot, you gotta push it. Look at that one. How fun is that? And then I've used them before on my channel, but here we have our candle, right? And you're going to push it here. It says blow out your candle. Yes, really. So that one you push on, and then I'm going to try to get this right the first time. When I originally made this, I thought it was the airflow that shut off the candle. It's not. It's the sound. So that's probably why. Cross your fingers. I'm going to try this on the first one, but look. You blow that thing out. So I know that Amanda's shop, Pear Blossom Press, is linked toward the bottom of my description box. Go get yourself some lights and those rulers, you guys. Oh, and yes, and the new, I saw Sarah Liz mention the slip and slides. Snap and slide, sorry. So these are to make more fun interactive cards. I've started planning the card I'm going to make with my first pair. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on the bell for all notifications. So that was the final class. So we had, oh, I forgot. One of the cards we had to add, one of the cards we had to add a little shading to. And all I had were my huge brushes. And Tanisa went around, you guys, and she gave me a couple of her little brushes to add color. And this might have actually been during Libby's class. I can't remember, but those come in handy. So check Trinity out too. Oh, Stephanie, yes, thank you. Let's go have a stamp of approval check. So around here, I call stamps of approval. When you click that like button or that thumbs up below the video, share it with a friend. Let's go see how many we have. Remember, if we get to 50, which I bet we have, I'm going to open up my little makeup case so you can see inside of it. We do. We have 60, but keep those coming because I know some of you are new here and have not yet smashed that like button. All right. Trying to get organized here. What haven't I showed you yet? Okay. Oh, okay. So we had the classes. And let's see. Let me look at my thing. We had the class. And then we had our lunch, which what did I have that day? I had the KC steak salad wrap, another good one. And then we had more open craft time. That is probably when I did some more of my shopping. And then we had the card swap. Okay, so I'm going to show you all of the cards and all of the ATCs and all of the other little goodies that I came home with, because honestly, with the cards, I can't remember what I swapped and what was given to me outside of the swap time. So let's see what my next picture is. So here, here were the cards from Libby's class. And then I got to take a picture with her finally, because we both went to Stamp Joy, but the only picture we got together, we stayed at the same hotel, and we had both just woken up and we're kind of in our pajamas. So we took a picture together, but we just kept that one that private to ourselves. So we finally got a picture together. Oh, Presley's coming down. Give me just a second. All right, Presley's off to help a friend move in her new boots that she bought for the Sleep Token concert. Told her she probably better take some tennis shoes too. All right. So yes, Libby and I got to get our picture taken together finally. And then, oh, there was Amanda and Tanisha's class. And just pictures of the cards. And there I got a picture with Amanda. And I know that I've said it a few times lately, like in my live stream the other day and in my sheet load video. But you guys, if you want to support one of the sweetest store owners out there, you've got to go shopping at Pear Blossom Press. And I truly mean it. Like, Amanda is a champion for so many different creators and companies. Really, please support her business. And while we were in classes, I believe. Oh, did I just hold on. Okay, here we go. I think I might have just given my serious talk with my overhead. I can't remember. So while we were in classes, Mary and Biddy Penny and Presley, they were out doing the card swap overview. I think they showed every single swap card on the that was shared that weekend. So you can go watch those replays. I think there were 2 different streams. And then, so this was the very first card that I gave out during my swap. So there you can see the cards that I made. Oh, I don't want to show you this yet. Okay. So after the swap, it was time for that day's game. And you guys, this one was right up my alley, because you know that I love to do like Oh So Inspired, where I take a card or project somebody else has used and then like make my own version of it. And so what we did, each table again got a manila envelope, and inside were 8 cards. And those were the cards that were on display. Okay, so when you did the card swap, when you signed in, you needed to give one of your swap cards to the table, and then they had those as decorations for most of the event. And then they took all those down, they put them in envelopes of 8, and then each table got an envelope, and everybody at the table got a card that you got to case. All right, so you got to be inspired by, you got to take inspiration from. And then when you were done with your card, you had to go find who created your original inspiration piece and then give them the card you made based upon it. So you got to give away your card, and then somebody had cased your card and got to give it to you. So fun. And half the fun was like, who is this? Do you know who this is? And then going around, to find out who the person who created your card. But that is the next picture in the slideshow. And these are a little tiny. And I forgot to take a picture of. So on the left, that is Nima, who right here I just saw in the chat. Right here, that is Nima. So I got Nima's card, which I will be able to show you that. And then I had to make a card based upon it. I really wish I would have taken a closer up picture, but I used that Catherine Pooler design stamp because she had a butterfly on her. She had done some embossing in the background. And then so we took a picture together. And then over on the right, you guys, that is Lou Ann Johnson from the Chatterbox. And I don't know if there was some invisible string or what it was, but you guys, Lou Ann lives in the very small town that I grew up in. I did not know her when I lived there. I don't even think she might have lived there when I did, but she got my card. So we finally got to meet. That was super exciting. And she did such a great job with the supplies she had on hand to create the cards. And those I do. Uh-oh. Oh, here they are. Okay. So check this out. Here is the card that I got to case from Nema. Look, Nema loves vellum too. Look at that. I am a fan of vellum. And then look, I guess I should have put some vellum on her card. Look at that, you guys. So there's like embossing in the background, like, well, dry embossing, you know, and then there is gold like marker. There is gold cardstock, so much shine. There was, oh my goodness, there was twine. Look at that. So, and then Luann, which I can show you a similar card. So this is similar to the cards that I gave out. It was just a different color palette. And then look at what Luann created. She hand drew that wood board background. Mine was a die, but she drew those boards and then created her own little rainbow waves. That was super duper fun, you guys. And it really made me want to bring back Oh So Inspired Live. If you know my channel, I do a monthly collaboration. Sarah Liz is part of it. Lauren's part of it. So many other crafters. I think I saw Carmen in here. What we do is we take, like this year, we're being inspired by each other. But in past years, we've taken the same inspiration piece and then made something new based upon it. So it's so fun to see how you can be inspired by others. And my sister and I used to do like kind of a monthly live where we would choose a piece live to be inspired by. And then like live chatters could give us a sabotage or something else we had to incorporate. So playing this game really made me want to start that back up. If you want to see Oh So Inspired, type OSI over in that chat box. And I'm going to get a sip. Oh, and Amanda, she says she loves Oh So Inspired Lives. She actually did one with me. All right, I see the OSI coming in. I'm going to talk to my sister to see if she wants to do it. And if not, maybe I'll get some of my crafty friends to join me. Okay. You guys, I got to get my fan back out. I got to get my fan back out. I always get, yeah, keep those OSIs coming in. All right, that was good to have. Oh, Sarah Liz said she would join me. Good. Yeah, I'm going to talk to Lisa, see if I can move on without her. And then, yeah, I will start doing that because they were so fun. They were lots of fun. Fun with two ends, right? Okay, let's see where we're at next in our slideshow. So there were the game cards. What do we got next? Oh, guys. All right. So I talked about this a lot more in my channel member live at the end of July. So I gave some more insight. If you're a die cut or paper trimmer level channel member and you did not join for that, you can watch the replay. So I talk a little more about it. I'm going to keep this one, like Mary says, a little bit more family friendly. So Amanda came up to me so we had a very nice like sit down dinner on Saturday night, and then it was time for, what did they call it? Mystery entertainment. And I just thought mystery meant it's a surprise. We'll find out when we get there. Well, Amanda comes up to me and she's like, would you like to be a part of the entertainment tonight? And I already talked to some people about, I hope it's not a hypnotist. I don't want to do anything crazy in front of people, make a fool of myself. And so I'm sitting there. I'm like, is it a hypnotist? She's like, no. She's like, can you read some lines off of a piece of paper? Now, I'll tell you a couple things. I tell you a couple things. I cannot say no to Mary Gun Fun. And I try to rise to every occasion I'm invited to. I have told you guys many times that I am shy. I don't like being in front of people, that the only reason I can do this is because I'm just talking to a camera. So, of course, I can read off a piece of paper, and I have to say yes to Mary. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Still had no, wait, no, maybe Amanda did kind of give me a hint at what it was. So I go out in the hallway, and it is, somebody said here, KC Mystery Players. So there was a trio of people from that company. And so they were like the main characters, right? They hosted it all. But then there were other people, other participants from Paperganza. I think maybe 8 of us went out there. And you were given a some kind of prop and like a sheet, right? It had a sheet, and it had like kind of your backstory, and then it had some highlighted text, right, that you had to say. I'm like, no problem. I can read those lines. I can do that. No problem, right? Easy peasy, quick. And then they start saying, we'll ask you some more questions, and if it's on your sheet, you can't lie. You have to be honest if it's on your background, but otherwise you can just answer whatever you want. So then I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to improv. My other oh my goodness was I was given a hat with dreads, and I had to play a stoner. Now, I did not want to offend anyone. And I've never had experience with that to even know what it really feels like. So I'm like, I'm just going to pretend like I'm really tired and chill. And my name was Lou Herbster. And, oh wait, Lou Herbage. You're right. Look, I couldn't even remember that. Lou Herbage. That is right. And so I don't know what I'm supposed to do, right? So I go back into that room, and I'm kind of like mingling. Can you believe that? I'm going around 2 people talking. Again, though, I have to rise to that occasion. And I think the fact that I, had on my costume helped me. And then I go to one table. I don't think I've seen her yet. And Jessica B, or from Just B Cards. Well, I stopped there and we were chit-chatting. And then she comes up to me later and has given me a cardstock doobie. All right. Thank goodness for Jessica, because that prop, I think it helped me focus on something besides the fact I was in front of like 150 people, right? But anyway, so we went around, and I was one of the last couple people to go. And so, I had like probably 5 or 6 sentences kind of about my character. And they're going around to all of these people. And of course, they do their line that's highlighted, but then they start talking to them, and these people are improvising. Like, I cannot believe. I'm like, did they get a book of backstory because the questions they're being asked and the answers they're giving? I'm like, that isn't on my sheet. I wouldn't know what to answer to that. So they're like improvising all this stuff, right? Doing a great job. And they get to me. And so I finally get up there, right? I'm in front of the camera. You'll see pictures here in front of the not the camera. I wish I would have been in front of the camera. I was in front of the audience. And so I say my line, and they start asking me questions. And guys, like, I'm trying to roll with it. But I think on that first round, they just put me out of my misery, and I got to sit down before the other people had, because I seriously, oh, there's Jessica. Yes, Jessica, thank you. Thank you for my extra prop. I think they just put me out of my misery and let me sit down that first time. And then, of course, they're going through, and you have more little lines that you have to read. And it got back to me. And I think I did much better the second time. But it was definitely out of my comfort zone. And Angie, her husband, had came, and he didn't participate in Paperganza, but he did stop by every once in a while to chat with her. He did other stuff around Kansas City. But he's like, you can no longer tell me that you're an introvert. But I really am, you guys. I really am. But I have to rise to an occasion. So, yeah. But here we go. So I will show you those pictures. So there I was as Lou Herbage. There I was with my little cardstock doobie. And yeah, that was quite the time. If you were there and you saw my performance, type Lou in all caps over in that chatter box. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. I did talk to Steven afterward. I'm like, can I buy one of those hats and come to Craft Roulette the next time in it? And he said he didn't really care. But then I remembered, thank goodness that I was talking to my channel members at the channel member that live. And they're like, Craft Roulette is family friendly. I can't be coming on there as a stoner. So I will not be showing up tonight as Lou. All right. Oh my gosh. Christina, no way. Christina says she has a video. Please, Christina, keep that to yourself. My headband's getting out of control. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else is on my little slideshow. I'm going to go move forward. Oh, okay. So then the night was kind of over. They did have, it got cut off of my sheet, but you could hang out for, Jessica B said the Twinkies. Was that planned? So the premise of the mystery thing, it was a high school reunion, and they pulled out like a time capsule, and they started pulling this stuff out, and one of them was a Twinkie, because of course they always say how Twinkies never go bad, right? They last forever. So I'm like, hey, can I have the Twinkie? That was not planned, but I did find out later, Jessica, that he probably would have brought that up had I not initiated getting the Twinkie from him. And I almost thought about opening up and eating it, but it had an expiration date of the prior summer. So I decided I would not do that. Yes, it was about the munchies. All right. Okay, so let's go back to the slideshow. So here, besides the vendors, here are the people that made that weekend run. All right. You have Amanda, you have Mary, you have Stephen, Biddy Penny, and then the other two ladies who you have not been introduced to. Mary, please help me out. I believe Sue and Terry. I am probably totally butchering that. But they were the glitter fairies. So they were at the check-in table. They were helping other stuff, just going around. So right here is your team of amazing, amazing people who helped make the weekend's event possible. Sue and Terry. Yay, I got it right. Yay. It was like, I met so many people that weekend. And I did remember quite a few names, but it was a good thing that we had our name tags, because you could kind of look down and figure that one out too. So there they all were. And then we hung out just a little bit afterward, chit-chatting, cleaning up our table. And here, this next photo. So, every time I go on Craft Roulette, when I say my hello, I'm like, hello. So Steven decided he wanted to make fun of my jazz hands. So we did do a little jazz hand photo here. So there we are doing jazz hands together. And then I got Presley with the two people that she was helping out over the weekend. And let me see here. Okay. Oh, and then there, look at that. Biddy Penny, Mary, and I. Did you know that Craft Roulette is how Biddy Penny, or Toby, found me and my channel? So Craft Roulette brought all of us together. So that was special to get this picture. Then there were Mary and Steven, the masterminds of the weekend. Okay, then these next photos. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there quite yet. So these next photos are just kind of random ones I took with crafty friends over the weekend. I unfortunately didn't think to get my phone out and get photos, so I did put a message out on the Paperganza group. Hey, if you have any pictures of us, send them to me. So I did get some people who sent me some, so I'll show you those. But first, do we want to see the swap cards and the ATCs and the other little goodies? If you do, type swap over in that chatter box. Let me know if you would like to see those cards and other goodies. Swap, 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 swap. All right, all right. Okay. Like I said, I don't remember exactly. The ATCs, of course, weren't from the swap, but the cards themselves, I can't remember if they were swap or not. So we'll go ahead and just take a look at this. So first of all, there was an award ceremony at the high school or at the class reunion. And from my table, I got Detail Devotee. And Mary said that they went to like a resale or like a maybe Scraps KC where they sell stuff and just bought a whole bunch of old medals and then they put like cute little things on them. If you were at Paperganza, put over in the chat box or in the comment section below which award you won for your table. You know me, I like details, I like precision, I like measurements. KC Scraps. So they found all these medals there. That was really fun. Now, one of the tables was about decoy duck. That one was right behind me. And so yeah, we each had a theme, and there's this decoy duck. One of the table members brought us, I think it was just a wave in the air when we talked about decoy duck, but they are all 3D printed. Look at that. 3D printed. And then we got a Decoy Duck fan club card and sticker with, look at that cute little duck paper clip. Oh, I love seeing Sarah Liz won one for shenanigans. I can totally understand that. Susan T was a glitter fairy. Sylvia was laughter maker. Christina got the wizard one. And oh, yes, keep those coming in. Organizational. Yes, yes. And then so we got that. And then there was also, this was at the table when we came in. It was from Shelly Gilman and just some like cording in different colors. So, you know, you could definitely use this on your craft roulette cards if you needed it on Friday night. And then I'll show you the ATCs first. Oops. I don't think I'm going to show people's names because some of them have their last names on them. Let's see. Okay, this was Elena. And the funny thing was, the night before I came, I posted a very similar picture to this cat in front of a fan asking if you could turn on the fan in the hotel rooms because at night I need that noise. And I ended up bringing my own big fan, but I seriously posted an image almost exactly like this. This one was from VJ Designs. Look at that. When I got to choose, I always try to pick colorful ones because some people had multiples, some had like mostly the same. This one is from Linda G. Crafty Friends Stick Together. Next up is Crystal H. Look at that lighthouse. This one was from my friend Angie D. She lives in Lincoln. It was her husband who said I could no longer say that I was not shy or introverted. And I picked that one because of the rainbow in the background. This one, that's what I thought. This one was from Biddy Penny. Look at that little rainbow butterfly. Oh, Smurf, Susan Smurf right here. And then this another sparkly butterfly. I believe this was Jill Pounds. It just says JP on the back. I think it was, oh, sorry, Jill P. Right there. Look at that. And then finally, I'm going to take these. So this one came in an envelope. And I think I remember who it was. Yes. So Jen Gross came around. She had a lot of people. With the ATCs, most of the people who handed these out had made one for everybody. So they made what, almost 150. Mary, can you let us know how many attendees there were? But I think it was like 130 to 150 or something. And Jen, I guess she's kind of big into trading cards. And you know how some cards, when you get them, are special. They're like limited edition. So that's why hers were in envelopes. So depending on what your background was, what color the metal was in the background was how rare it was. There we go, 128. So they made 128 ATCs. So I got a common because mine is silver, mine is common, but there were There were 8 ultra rare, I believe. So it depended on what kind of foil was in the background. But look at that cute image. All right. Then I'll do these because I'm pretty sure that these cards were just separate. So this was from the pounds too. I got a bookmark there. And look why I got this card, the little rainbow. And then that also, I got to pick out another bookmark. I think maybe Jill made one and John made one. I could be wrong on that. And then let's see, Sue, these are actually vintage postcards that her family, I think her family used to make them. Like in a print shop maybe, but it was a Christmas postcard that you could actually cut this out and then you turned it into a little fireplace, and then you have little stockings you can put on it. So here, oh, there's more. Oh, this one makes a sleigh. And then that one you could color in yourself. So those were super fun. Here was a little, another thing we got to put together, a little kit to put together. And this was from Sandy L. And it had, you got a little Post-it notepad. And there are instructions. So it's a little Post-it note folio, even comes with patterned paper and cardstock to put on it. And then your pen can fit right in that side thing. So that was fun. I have to put that together, but I couldn't do anything ahead of time. There's even Velcro in there, you guys. And next year, maybe if I, oh, well, if there is a next year, one thing Mary did say, I can't remember which night it was, not to ask them when next year was. That's like asking a mom who's in labor when she's going to have her next baby. But I hope that there will be a next year. If you were there, or if you couldn't make it this year and you hope there's a next year, put 2026 over in that chat box. All right, here was another gift. And this one, okay, somebody is going to have to help me out who made these. Please let me know who made these. So it's like kind of a little junk journal where she put a schedule of events in here. There are some, oh, here we go. Nope, I got it here. Sharon K. So I got an ATC from her too. And then there are pages that you can decorate with the photos or the little souvenirs that you brought home from the weekend. So how fun is that? You even get a pencil. You know what I should have done with this? I should have gotten some addresses, right? Didn't even think about that. I was too focused on like just getting stuff done. Here, Mary says Sharon Castor from the brown chair. Previously of a different colored chair, right? All right. And then this card was also from VJ Designs. And again, I think this was separate from the swap card. So look at all of that. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now, these other cards, I think were from the swap. Either way, some fabulous crafty friend gave them to me, but let's go through these. So this one, you know what? Okay, so this is Becky S. And then look at that beautiful flower. Look how dimensional that is. This one I know who it's from because it is the Craft Roulette Deputy. This is from Deputy Heidi. Oh, and let me know. This was so fun to see. So many of the cards I got were actually past sheet load of cards. So if you notice one of these cards is a sheet load layout, I want you to holler sheet load over there in the chat box, okay? Because here, I believe is our first one. This one was from Fabi or Fabiana, Fabi. This was from John P. That was a sheet load layout. Okay, this one, you guys. Now, some people did make cards for everyone too. Like if you brought more than I think 20 for the swap, I think they just wanted you to hand the excess out just a different time so the swap could go a little faster. But some people, like this next one, they made a card for everyone. And you know, I could probably come up with 128 cards or whatever. But you guys, I could not come up with that many cards like this. Wait until you see this from Christina M., who is in the chat, I believe. Yes. Yes. Here, yeah, she's up a little higher. I can't hear her. So there we are. Here we go. So Christina made these for everyone. And it's gorgeous from the front, right? Like, you like this card from the front. You guys, look at this. How amazing is that? She made one of these for everyone, and then she has personalized it because I think this was her 50. Christina, can you tell us the story behind it? Was like this your 52nd time submitting to Craft Roulette? So the Club 52 is after you've submitted 52 projects, and she has put in the background who the guests were and what all the parameters were for that. Is that not amazing? And because one of the parameters that nobody seems to like is paperclip, we got a paperclip too to use. So I wouldn't mind. I actually would be okay if paperclip came up on the parameters. But is that not amazing? And then we have Amy U, which she was at my table, a quilted card here. I should have planned ahead and made sure I could see all the names on these. Oh no, you guys. Does anybody know who made these beautiful cards? I thought I tried to check to see if there were names and I went around, but I must have missed that. But look at that gorgeous card. Here we have a thinking of you. This one is from Mara, I believe it is. Look at that cute little bunny. This one is from, oh, Erica, who gave me that mug. And she was also part of the mystery event. And she was one of those people too who like, I'm like, did they get like a whole book of background because the questions she was getting asked and answering? I'm like, where is this coming from? So she did a great job. And, oh, look what it is, you guys. It is a sheet load. This one is from Elena. Again, I really tried when I was there to ask people how they pronounce their names, but some of it has left my brain. So I hope that I am remembering correctly. But look at that. If you remember from the swag bag, it is the little robot and it had the little Craft Roulette wheel as an eyeball. So this is from Chelsea. And I want to see if you can, this background is amazing. I want to see if I can hit at the light. It's like maybe some kind of paste that's metallic and then it's embossed with those gears. Love it. This next card is from, I did not ask her because I don't think I met her. Diona. Look at this cute flower card. This one is from Tara G, who is in the chat, right? Are you still here? She gave me some yummy chocolates too. Presley and I tried at least one before bed each night. This one, I believe, is a sheet load as well. This just has initials on the back, you guys. And I think it was when I got in a swap, so it doesn't have a message on the inside. This one was one of my first few I got. Look at that foiling. I love that. This is, oh, from Mary S., and she lives close to me here in Nebraska. You'll get to see a picture with her later. And this one is from Adrian. Mary, you'll have to let us know. I think she has something to do with Colorado Craft Company. How is she part of that company or team? Or I totally missed it, but that was a card that she created. This one is from Andrea. And she has been on some of Lynn's live streams. Or she's getting ready to coming up. But look at that. This one was from Laura. I thought Presley would love this, so I made sure to swap with her. Miss Presley loves some music. Okay. Mary says she's one of the owners. I was wondering. So yeah, that was fun to have her there. There we go. I only got to talk to her long enough to, the back of her card wasn't signed, so I wanted to have her sign it so I would know for today. So that's about as long as I talked to her besides swapping cards. This one is from Angie D. So she's one of my crafty friends. She's the one who lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, and you'll see a picture of her later. And then this one, pretty sure this is Jill. Yep, JP. So that was Jill. So I got an ATC in the back of this one. And then look at that. This was a card. So this was a sheet load too, the 5x7 that Biddy Penny inspired a couple months ago. Oh, was that not a fabulous swap showcase? I think all I have left. Oh, no. I thought all I had left was the rest of the slideshow. But let me go ahead and end the poll. See how many of you attended Paperganza. So 22% of those of you who answered the poll were there. So hopefully we got to at least say hi. I got lots of hugs. I know other people got pictures. I don't have as many as I took. Unfortunately, I should have been better. Like I got kind of smarter on probably Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. And if people had iPhones, we would airdrop the photos to each other, because then you can do it like right away. Let me know, you guys. I'm going to put a poll over there. Do you want to see? Oh, here we got it. We got to get our poll light out. Get your poll lights out. Do you want to see the rest of the slideshow or my purchases first? So vote in that poll. I'm going to give you a minute to do that, okay? Sarah Liz thinks she only took 10 photos total. I did take some more of that, but mine weren't a whole lot with people. They were more of like, in the class, that kind of stuff. I wish I would have taken more. All right, get your votes in. Purchases or the rest of the slideshow? Now, the very last slide of the slideshow you have, I believe it's the one you have already seen, but I have a special reason why I made it the last photo. If you watch Craft Roulette, you'll understand it. So get those votes in. Oh, how about you smash? Oh, that's right. We still have to do the case. If we got to, well, we did get to 50 likes. So awesome. 72 likes. If you are here, if you came in late, make sure to smash that like button if you have not yet already. All right. Oh, time's up. Let's see what won. All right. With 66%, we are going to go with the purchases. All right. Now, I could have spent hundreds of more dollars, but the event was not free and we had to pay to stay there and we traveled and I went to IKEA beforehand. So I tried to keep it sensible, okay? But I did end up with some fun stuff. If you were there, let me know what your favorite purchase was over in that chat box or down in the comment section. This bag was from Pink and Main. The only reason I asked for a bag is because I saw how pretty it was. Oh, so I guess, oh yeah. Oh yes. I guess I should have just taken that out first. So after we made that card in that class, I had to have that, which if you're coming in late, this die set made this card. So look at all of that. And then so they had like samples up by everything. And there was this card with this cat on it, and I just fell in love. It's like a cat planter. Yeah, cat planter. But if you don't want the flowers sticking out of the head, you could always trim that off. Excuse me, but I thought that was so cute. And then this stamp set is called Very Happy. So it has sentiments that are going to be going with this die set, and then they'll probably fit right on that tag, most of these. So like wishing you a sweet birthday, wishing you a fruitful year ahead, you're the pick of the patch. Love those. And I also bought the day before, I bought something else there. Hopefully I'll come upon that. All right. Bye, guys. I see some of you are taking off. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Then the rest of this, I think, is my other purchases. All right. From Trinity Stamp. So I showed you earlier the new Snap and Slides from Amanda. Well, I don't have a lot of tracks, which is what you'll need for these handy dandy things. And Trinity Stamps made one with some different tracks. So I bought that. And I want to try to use this in that very first video I make with them. And they also had this Circle Frames die set. I wondered if I couldn't put one in there. And then they had tons of these sets where you had like a big word and accompanying, sentiments to go with it, and then dies. So again, they had so many different themes. I got the one that said, you, like thinking of you, thank you, you are amazing, you inspire me, you are so thoughtful. Loved those. I'm definitely gonna have to look into more of those. And then you guys, look at these adorable pearls. I had to have those. Oh, and here's the last thing I got from Pink and Main. So if you've ever foiled a design and then you have that leftover and you're like, what can I do with that? These are white toner sheets. So whatever your leftover is, the white would show through, but you can use that leftover foil. And I wanted to try these out, so I got a package of those. And then, oh God, yeah, see, I was very sensible. I actually thought I got more than this. My last purchase, it was... Sorry, I'll be right back. So the day before earlier in the day before I took this class, I knew that this is the die we were going to use, and you didn't actually get the die in class. They pre-cut it for you, and I knew that this one would go like hotcakes. So I picked that up before my class. So that is the die I picked up there, so I can make my own. So I'm excited about that. And it also came with, lots of little icons you could add. It's kind of focused on birthdays, but you can make these any theme that you want. Now, guys, let's finish. You know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at my makeup case. I was hoping the back counter would be clean, but it's not. So if you're coming in late, I showed you that this was one of the items that I took with me to carry a lot of my supplies. I do have this linked below, but I want to kind of show you how it opens up. So on the back, it has, a handle. And at the top, okay, let's do the drawer. That's easy. So there's a little drawer in here. I don't know if you can see it, but it does like fit a Misty. It won't fit like like something this big, which has 8.5 by 11 paper, but I got a lot of stuff in here. And then the top, maybe I'll bring it back over here. So the top opens up like that, right? Top opens up like that. And each of these sides pulls out, and you have like a 3-tray tier here. Or in this side, you see there's like an insert for bottles, or you could do re-inkers. I kept my cleaners in here and like my alcohol sprays. And this is my stamp cleaner, and I put this in its own bottle. So I'm just going to leave this in here for now. And then this is really deep. So it goes way down deep in there. And in there, so I got a couple of these from Walmart. They're clear pencil cases. And I went ahead and bought myself a set of travel blending brushes. And these came with covers. And then they also came with like these color stickers. So then I know that like this is for my pink. Oh no, it's backward. This is for my pinks. This is for my purples. But then these caps protect that while you're traveling. So I'm just going to leave these right in that case all the time. And then with that second one, this is what I put like the basic supplies we had to bring, you know, like our scissors, foam dots, pick and place tools, adhesive, like the smaller adhesive. So I took 2 of those, but this stuff is what I use more often, so I could not leave it in there. Oh, I just heard my cats move around. It is already noon, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We are about ready to finish up, but the food just went off for my cats, so I just heard them running around upstairs. So we're getting ready to kind of close down to almost say goodbye. So if you do have any final questions, please type question in all caps in front of your message and put it over there in the chat. And then I will highlight those and answer any you might have before we say goodbyes. But do not forget, you guys, that tonight at 6:30 p.m. Central, I am going to be the guest on the next Craft Roulette. So please come and join us. If this would be your first time at Craft Roulette, type first in all caps over in that chat box. And then I hope to see you tonight in that chatter box. Yes, I will be joining you tonight, Mary. So don't forget. Then Sunday, I have a part of a live stream hop. And then on Monday, August 18th, I'll have another live. I might do some more. So make sure to turn on that bell for all notifications. All righty. Are we ready? I think we're done. Susan said, is that case carry-on approved? Susan, I would not know. You know, it just went in the back of my car. I think it might be a little big for a carry-on. I know on Amazon, if you look at it, they probably have like the overall dimensions, but with the wheels, it is kind of big. Barbara, I know I was going to leave these for the end, but Barbara says, when will the 13 Days of Halloween Spellbinder series start? Thank you for the question. So for the Craft-A-Ween, which is a Halloween advent calendar from Spellbinders, which I might be the only way that you can get these anymore because Spellbinders is sold out, or your local craft stores. I will be having 2 series. The pre-recorded starts August 19th, and then in October, I'm going to do daily live streams, and we'll reopen these and get crafty together. And I have 3 of them to give away in October. Again, those might be the last ones that you can get. So make sure to stay subscribed. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to just start. I'm going to start. Okay. I just marked. I saw another question, so I marked that. Let's go ahead and do the rest of the slideshow. so we can finish up. So we already saw that picture of Mary and Stephen. And then these next photos are just kind of random shots from either that night or other times in the weekend. So here, Biddy Penny interviewed Lauren and I at different times. I don't know what it's a part of because I don't think it was a live stream. So Lauren and I got a picture with Biddy Penny. And okay, so here on the left is Erica M. and her daughter Kimberly. Erica did get to play along in the mystery dinner, and then Kimberly, her daughter, super duper sweet, actually figured out who the culprit was, or got the award for it. Other people probably did too, but she won the Who Figured It Out, and they gave me that beautiful Let's Get Crafty mug. And then up here in the upper right is Susan T, who is in the chat. Again, so sweet. Okay, up next, so we got to meet Roberta and Birthday Bob and got a photo together. Here we have upper left, Ava B, bottom middle, Christina H, and then over on the top right, Debbie O. Debbie almost made me cry when she came up and talked to me. She was such a sweetheart. And then in the upper left is Vicky J. She was VJ Designs, if you saw her ATC and cards. And then over on the right, it's not a good shot of the lobby, but you'll see there like they were out there crafting. That is Andrea and Christy. And so you can kind of see what the lobby looked like when we went to check in. It was like a party out there. And then in the bottom middle was Mary S., who I told you lives here around me. So she is one of the Nebraska ladies. And did I just call, oh, wait, here. Okay. And then, sorry, here we go. And then, so here are the Nebraska ladies. We have Angie D. She's the one whose husband said that I could not say I'm shy or introverted anymore. And then Sarah Liz and Mary. And then, again, I keep losing my mind. Larissa, sorry, Larissa. And I see Larissa every year at Stamp Joy too. I should know that like off the top of my head, but Larissa also lives in Nebraska. So we got a photo. If you're also from Nebraska and we missed you, you'll have to let us know next time. And then, so here, guys, the best pod, in my opinion. I know you all have your own opinion what the best pod was, but here is the photo of hashtag Team Rainbow. And those were the sunglasses I told you that somebody gave us earlier. And again, that was taken by Mary's daughter, Leah. And then I think the next slide is it. So I know that many of you who watch Craft Roulette, what does Mary have us do every night before it's over? Put that over in the chat box. Put that over in the chat box. And I know that some of you already noticed what was probably special about that picture, but let me know. And then you guys, yep. So Mary says every night before we go to kiss our brain, and there was Mary kissing my brain. So I thought that would be a perfect way to end the slideshow. So I'm getting a little teary-eyed here. So thank you to everyone who I got to meet, who made the weekend so special. It really, really was a fabulous time. I was kind of nervous going on my own because I usually will either have like Presley right there with me at Stamp Joy or my sister right there with me at Stamp Joy with all the other people around. So I was kind of nervous, but it was a tremendous time, and I really do hope that it happens again, but I will be patient and try not to ask. Now, I know Mary teased in the Craft Roulette group that they had something to announce or to talk about tonight. Now, I will tell you, she did say it was not a date in 2026, but she is going to announce something tonight. I don't think I know what it is. So make sure that you're there. Again, down in that description box below, you can go set a reminder for tonight's episode of Craft Roulette. So, oh, and I think maybe Nightbot has been sharing it. Oh, yes, Nightbot has shared it over in the chat. But set a reminder to join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Central. The pre-show slideshow does start earlier. I think you can come as early as like 6:10, maybe 6:10 Central. So I hope to see you there. I did have a couple more questions. All right. Christina said, did I fangirl restrain yourself for anybody? Restrain myself? Probably not. Like when I do meet people, you know, like I loved meeting all of the store owners, seeing Mr. Producer again in person, seeing Toby. Of course, I couldn't restrain myself for that. No, I loved seeing everyone. Lauren, Carrie Rhodes. No, probably not. Maybe I try to play cool. I don't know. And then Polly said, do you know if any Christmas advent calendars are available for pre-order yet? Right now, so Tailored Expressions already had theirs. Gummy Pan already had theirs. Spellbinders will be available at the end of this month for. Okay, so club members get to purchase it earlier, so I can't remember the dates, but I think by the end of August, everybody can order from Spellbinders, which you guys, I've already got mine that I get to share with you, and I love the packaging this year. I'm so excited. But I don't know about Pink and Main yet. As soon as I know something, I always send out emails. So if you are not yet part of my email list, check out the link in the description box and get signed up, and then read any of those emails that I send you, because I do try to give links. I know the Spellbinders went super quick, like it was gone on Spellbinders probably within 48 hours. So you'll want to make sure to read my emails, especially when I send them out about those advent calendars. I think, let me see if I missed any other questions. All right, I don't think I missed any. I see a lot of Paperganza was wonderful. Oh, some people are guessing what the announcement might be. So let me see. Carmen, and I know I saw some other crafty friends guessing what it might be. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And again, before you leave, make sure to smash that like button and share this with a crafty friend or maybe a fellow attendee that you went with, so they can come and relive all the fun. And until next time, hope you're all having a crafty day. Bye-bye, guys.